Hello again, and welcome back to my channel, Unveiling True Intimacy. Beyond the physical, true intimacy extends beyond mere physical contact. It's about delving into the deeper emotional and psychological aspects of your partner. In this video, we'll explore 4 key areas that women often desire their partners to touch, revealing how these actions can deepen understanding and connection. We'll also examine the psychology behind these preferences, drawing insights from female psychology and Stoicism, offering guidance to help you forge a more profound bond in your relationships. If you're ready to elevate your connections and unlock the power of Stoicism in your life, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You're in the right place. Each video we share brings you one step closer to mental mastery and building more meaningful connections. Let's dive in. The power of eye contact. A secret weapon. Harsh truth about intimacy is that it's more than just the physical. It's about the power of touch, attraction, trust, and deep understanding within a relationship. You might think touch is everything, but there's a secret weapon most men overlook: the value of eye contact. Yes, I'm talking about the kind of eye contact that breaks down walls, cuts through noise, and fosters a closer bond than you ever imagined. You've likely felt it before, those moments where you look into her eyes and the entire world fades away. This isn't about awkward, creepy staring. This is about those subtle silences where words are unnecessary and your eyes do the talking. It's that unspoken connection amidst all the chatter that speaks louder than words. When your eyes meet hers, it's like an electric current surging between you. That's the power of eye contact. It's potent because it's honest and raw, capable of bringing you closer than you ever thought possible. And here's the best part: eye contact isn't just about igniting desire, it's about establishing trust. When you truly look into her eyes and she sees that you are fully present, that's when a genuine connection blossoms. She'll realize you're not just physically present, but emotionally and psychologically demonstrating that you care. You're not preoccupied or lost in your own thoughts. You are fully immersed in that moment with her, which is incredibly important. Don't just take my word for it. Science supports this. Eye contact triggers the release of oxytocin, the love hormone, fostering love and trust. So, each time you meet her gaze, you are literally strengthening your relationship. It goes beyond merely touching the right places. The goal is to evoke a deeply rooted emotional connection. Stoicism and presence. The path to deeper bonds. This is where the Stoic way of thinking comes into play. The Stoics were subtle yet powerful masters of regulating their inner world, not just their surroundings. They understood that true power comes from controlling your reactions to the outside world. In intimacy, that means being totally present when you gaze at her, when you're not preoccupied or thinking about the future, when you are truly alone with her in that moment. You take command of the situation. You show her that you're not merely seeking a quick fix, but someone who values a stronger, deeper bond. So, the next time, don't be afraid to make eye contact with her. Hold her gaze intently and firmly. Let her feel your presence. When you do, let her know that you appreciate her. You're not just generating desire. You're building a relationship of trust, a relationship that transcends the surface. And that's when things truly begin to change. Eye contact is more than just a technique. It's power in the less visible areas. It's revolutionary. And once you've mastered it, you'll see the difference, I assure you. This is a skill that goes beyond intimacy and will transform how you relate to others, how you cultivate connections, and how you appear in the world. And once you discover how to utilize that power, you'll be unstoppable. Overlooked touch points. The power in subtle gestures. Now, let's discuss something most men overlook: the power of contacting the less visible areas. If you believe it's all about the typical locations everyone discusses, you're missing out on an entirely new level of connection. Let me deliver a powerful truth. A woman's body has trigger spots that, when properly touched, elicit responses far more intense than you might imagine. These are the secret locations where, once you figure this out, the magic happens. You'll be able to establish a stronger bond that most men miss if you wish to create that intense connection. You must choose your words with care, no nonsense, no empty flattery, just genuine, flattering remarks coming from a place of sincerity. Tell her how beautiful she looks, but make it personal what you adore about her, what drives you crazy. But it's not only about gratitude, anticipation is the ultimate touch point. It's crucial to observe how hinting or tantalizing about what's coming next can cause her to hang on your every word. It's an effective strategy where you're painting a picture in her head, gradually building that suspense she's waiting for. Discover what comes next, and it begins. The art of pace and voice. Speaking volume. Let's discuss pace. Speak slowly, occasionally as though you're revealing a secret to her alone. That gentle, personal tone is distinct, but don't be afraid to change it up, to become a little bolder. Every shift in your voice can keep her completely absorbed, sharpening her senses in ways that words cannot adequately describe. This is why subtlety is important. Combine that with gently touching her, perhaps stroking her neck or placing your hand on her back. This is the cold truth, delivered with passion. Something you must comprehend. Soft strokes can be more disarming than grand gestures and pleasant words, but those peaceful, private whispers give her feelings she will truly remember much longer. This isn't about playing games. It's about being authentic and deliberate. Stoicism and intentional communication. This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoic philosophy emphasized controlling your thoughts, your behavior, and the influence you have on others, yet it's not simply about regulating your speech. It's about presenting it with intention. Your words have the power to create chaos or tranquility, relationship or separation. You have the ability to produce something tangible, but it demands mastery of being totally present with your feelings and using that authority to establish a sincere rapport. So, the next time, don't rely solely on physical contact. When you're close to her, communicate with a purpose, using your voice to convey messages and set the tone to rouse desire. Ultimately, it doesn't matter how much you claim, it's about your words and your mannerisms. Show her how you feel, and that's a power nobody can ignore, or how to read her reactions quickly. Your thoughts matter. Before we continue, I have a question for you. Which method do you prefer for creating a deep relationship with a woman? I would love for you to leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Or, if you're unsure what to type, simply say establish link in the brief moment. Paying attention to your viewpoint makes these discussions for more significant and makes this video even more accessible to men who could find it useful. So please take a moment to leave a comment. I'm eager to read your words. Let's continue, as the best part is still to come. Sweet touches. Beyond word speaking about your hands, they're not only for touching, they're for communicating. Forget about force or haste. Strength lies in intention and accuracy. Imagine that quality is more important than quantity. Each touch is like a brush stroke on her body, and her body is the canvas of your masterpiece. A gradual trace, a gentle graze along her back, down her stomach, or a gentle pat on her thighs can establish a stronger bond beyond the merely physical. The key is to explore with touch diversity. The glide of temperature and pressure, speed, running your fingers over her flesh or applying tiny pressure on her back. These small actions reveal a lot about her. A gentle pat on the neck is your golden zone. A stroke around or behind her neck sends waves of sensation from the collarbone. She won't anticipate the profound shock and intimacy you're demonstrating to her. It's distinct. It goes beyond what you accomplish. It's about how you do it. A slow, methodical stroke, when paired with the appropriate pressure, produces a remarkable experience where timing is everything. Stoicism and mindful touch. Now, let's introduce the Stoics. They instructed us to behave purposefully and be totally present, not responding rashly in the moment. Your touch needs to convey such a Stoic approach to physical touch, an attitude that is purposeful, deliberate, and controlled. It's there, so go slowly and let your hand do the talking. Once you are completely present, The gentle touch will have greater significance as opposed to anything grand. Will you accept it? The real power behind pleasure. The minute if you're still here, you're not content with surface-level enjoyment or cheap thrills. You're seeking depth and insight, genuine bonding, which is what separates the men from the boys when it comes to true power and intimacy. So, let's examine the real strength behind it. Most men believe that pleasure is all about the body, the hands, the contact moves. But let me provide a bit of ruthless information. The intellect weighs the most. The most powerful thing is your mind, the organ that interprets each and every touch, every word. To become an expert of desire, if you're not engaging her mind, you're missing the point. In her view, it all starts with pleasure and fulfillment in the mind. Your brain makes the final decision. What thrills her? What feels good? What makes her want more? If you want to elevate this beyond solely concentrating on her physique, you must first get in touch with her mind. And here's the catch. That's the starting point for serious power conversation. Yes, I said it. The hidden weapon. Conversation. Your hidden weapon is talk prior to anything physical happening. Take the time to learn about her preferences, what turns her on, and what makes her tick. Inquire about her dreams and establish a secure environment where she can express herself. The more at ease you make her feel with you in mind, the simpler it is to physically unlock her. You're not merely seeking sex. You want to produce an encounter that energizes every aspect of her, including her mental health. Suggestive messages before you lay a hand on her. Hints about what's to come. These are game changers. Anticipation is among the most powerful pulls that make you crave her, to feel tense and yearn for the previous moment. It even starts there. Let me share some knowledge. He stated, who looks outside dreams. The deepest pleasure is evoked inside. True pleasure does not originate from flashy moves. The psychological and emotional relationship you establish here is where genuine power lies. Knowing her on a personal, deeper level gives you power. Sensory engagement. Beyond touch. No. Remember that pleasure is not only mental, it also reacts to visual stimuli other than touch and sound effects. Softly set the scene, lighting that fits the mood. These particulars aren't mere details. They interact. Everything feels more alive because of her senses, closer and more genuine. And this is where Stoicism is applied. The Stoics didn't just teach self-control over your abilities and what you cannot control. They taught about presence and comprehension. When you're there with your spouse on an emotional level, you have mental power over the experience, which makes it strong and satisfying on all levels. So keep that in mind. When you establish a mental connection with her, recognize her desires. Before making contact, you're not merely making the occasion better. When you get proficient, you're changing it. The art of mental and physical relationship. You're not merely having her care, resulting in an amazing experience. A reminder about mental power. Therefore, this is your incentive. Allow me to drop something as a little, vital reminder here. Brother, never undervalue the mental power in relation to enjoyment. The reality is, the mental and emotional bond deepens the understanding, the true significance of anything else. For sure, it's nice to know all the right moves, but it all depends on how you make her feel. The real thing turns the game on its head. It's an aphrodisiac. Conclusion: the holistic approach to intimacy. Let's bring everything together now. In conclusion, intimacy between two people is more than just knowing the important areas where she desires to feel touched. Intimacy is more than simply physical attraction. The secret locations are where, once you figure this out, the magic happens. You'll be able to establish a stronger bond. It surpasses even the most basic. Being gently touched at the small of her back, a faint graze down the nape of her throat, or a light pressure within her wrist. These are unexpected, but these locations are quite delicate. And when you touch them purposefully rather than haphazardly, you're messaging her in a manner similar to talking with your hands. It isn't about only following the procedures. It's about giving each action purpose, like a quiet dialogue her body recognizes. Now, consider areas such as the rear of her neck, her shoulders, or knees, or even her earlobes. These may appear tiny or unimportant, but believe me, they possess enormous potential. The key is in how you touch them occasionally. A gentle touch works far better than going all in with a solid plaything. Explore softness and pressure and observe how her body reacts in unexpected ways beyond physical pleasure, showing you care. However, this is where they truly stand out. Finding hidden spots is more than just showing her physical pleasure. The goal is that you are there and that you are concerned enough to examine what truly brings her joy. These locations have a direct connection to her mechanism of pleasure, and when you get it, you'll ignite something much more than the exterior. And once you finish, her body will be grateful. No words are needed. Let's face it, this isn't about playing games. This is about making a deeper connection. It involves looking past superficial encounters that the majority of men engage in and genuinely conversing with her in a manner that fosters closeness and trust. When you investigate these surprising spots, you're not merely stroking her body, you're making her feel something. And that's what distinguishes those who leave a lasting impression. The simple power of hair play. Here's another powerful, simple tip. Playing with her hair with your fingers or simply giving it a light pat, a tiny act such as this extends beyond the physical realm. It conveys concern, affection, and connection, which is calming, consoling, and demonstrates your attention and presence. Therefore, let's go on to the next point. Don't just rush when you're near her. Slow down and take your time at the typical locations and investigate these less evident areas. Observe how her body responds. And when you master the skill of speaking and the art of delivery, lean into the response. It's not about hurrying or checking boxes. It's about ensuring that every touch matters. Believe me, when you begin to take note of these subtle areas, you'll establish a degree of intimacy that she will never forget. Stoicism and deeper connection. So, let's bring in some Stoic knowledge. Possess the ability to be present, concentrating on the present and exercising control over what you can. In third place, the secret spot most men ignore, the closeness space that entails being totally present rather than hurrying through the physical examination to reach the ultimate objective. It is to comprehend the effect of each touch at every instant, as well as your reaction to it. When you do, you'll see that the most profound forces are not used to create connections. They are created by being patient and present, and by understanding. So, the next time, keep in mind that it's not simply about the obvious locations. Focus on the small topics that nobody discusses and the ability to be totally present, as doing so will result in the development of a relationship that's more than just physical, real, passionate, and unforgettable. Mastering your words, a game changer. Okay, so let's be honest for a moment and discover how to master the art of your words, and more crucially, how most men don't notice this. But believe me, it's a game changer. The key is actual contact. It's crucial. But what really matters is your voice, your weapon, the force of spoken words. You might ignite a spark with intention that you didn't even know was feasible. Consider this. Most men don't even think about the ear. However, I must say that it's absurdly delicate. The appropriate words whispered at the appropriate tone at the proper moment can have a significant impact on many males and grows in the evidence and depending on appearance or what should function. But let me assure you that intent and tone are what truly make you stand out. Words aren't just words, they are instruments. And when you utilize them, they are deadly whispers. So use them carefully while you're near her. Anything in her